Okay, you already know who it is. It's your boy Chad Curry. Anyway, I have a point to make about Dragon Ball. Actually, not just Dragon Ball. About the whole Dragon Ball series. Let's put it like that. From Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Super. So, first of all, the order it should have gone in: Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, and Dragon Ball Super. I'll tell you why. Okay, Dragon Ball, obviously, you gotta be introduced to the characters. Everybody has to grow up. Okay, that's fine. Dragon Ball Z, everybody, like, even more characters have to be introduced. Everybody has to, defeat their own villains at some point. Everybody has to have their own storyline at some point. Okay, fine, whatever. Dragon Ball GT. Here is why Dragon Ball GT should have been introduced right after Z. First of all, Majub. Majub gets introduced right after, like at some point right after, um, it's supposed to get introduced at, he gets introduced like, oh, right after Boo, Kid Boo gets killed off. Not right after, but, some point after. Something like that. Basically towards the end of the Boo saga. Let's put it like that. He comes back in GT. So, really, it should have been Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball GT. Now, if they were going to bring Maju back, they should have done it in Dragon Ball Super. And then, like, there's just so much stuff that they got going on in Super that should have been in GT, or they should have put a lot of stuff that went on in GT in Super and then made GT. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, okay? But however, Akira Toriyama kicked his own ass by creating GT, not creating GT, I'm sorry, creating Gogeta in the first place. Otherwise, there wouldn't be a GT. Because, like, what, he sold, they bought the Dragon Ball saga, the Dragon Ball series from him, and then created Super from it. Super wouldn't even be in existence right now if they hadn't bought the Dragon Ball saga from him, because he wanted nothing to do with GT because it wasn't his vision. Okay, I get that. I get that much. However, now if you stop and think about it, like Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta would not exist without the original character of Gogeta. Now, I get it, yes, he skips over Super Saiyan 2. Actually, he skips over even being a... Okay, I get it, he's a fusion, okay, of Goku and Vegeta. However, he has to have a base form first, just like Gotenks does. He has a Super Saiyan form and he has a Super Saiyan 3. Why he skips over Super Saiyan 2, I have no idea. Like, that's the weird thing, though. You got, like, stop right there. Stop right there. Gotenks has a Super Saiyan form and a Super Saiyan 3 form. He skips over Super Saiyan 2, and he doesn't have a Super Saiyan 4 form at all. Now, okay, I get it. Super Saiyan 4 for a fusion didn't come along until GT, which is not Akira Toriyama's. I get it. However, Akira Toriyama did not draw up a Super Saiyan 2 for Gotenks. He also did not draw up a Super Saiyan 2 for Gogeta, let alone a Super Saiyan 3. So, however, he also messed up right there. Now, getting to another part of my point. He created, he created those two characters, so why does Gotenks not exist in GT? Which, okay, I get it. Like I said, once more, I get it. Like, that GT is not his. But for the people who did create GT, I mean, obviously there's a fusion in GT. So why is, Gotenks not there? Like, if Gogeta's there, but he only has Super Saiyan 4, why is Gotenks not there? Why isn't he Super Saiyan 4? But that's not my point, though. Going back to Super for a minute, if you really stop and look at it, maybe I'm the only one that looks at it like this. I mean, I have a unique way of looking at stuff. But, I mean, there might be other people who agree with me. Some may disagree. Everybody may disagree. I don't care who you are. You gotta stop and look at it like this. The reason I say Super should have came before GT, I mean, there are obvious reasons. Kids, Emperor Pilaf being so young. There's a lot of reasons. But regardless of all of that, here's a big reason why I say that. Look at Goku. First of all, Goku is in his Ultra Instinct form. What happens in Ultra Instinct? The hair goes up like this, like that. It just goes everywhere. That's one thing. Second, you gotta look at his eyes. It's like a dot here, and then his eyes turn like a silverish color, a silverish white color. Now, GT, same thing happens. Hair goes everywhere. Also, but this is not Goku we're talking about, though. We're talking about Gogeta. There's more, like, the hair turns a completely different color. Just like it did with Goku in Super. Hair turned a completely different color. Although that was Ultra Instinct mastered. But, regardless, the hair turned a different color. In GT for Gogeta. Also, the eyes turned yellow. There was a line right here, like a red line, for the, and also that actually did happen with Goku. I'm sorry. It was a red line right here, yellow right here. As a matter of fact, I'm sorry, I messed up. For Gogeta, it was blue. It was blue with a dot in the middle. So it's like, what's up with Toei Animation? And then what's up with the people who created GT? I mean, are you gonna use Akira Toriyama's designs and like just skip over the other transformations? I mean, what are you gonna do? Like, if you're gonna make transformations, you have to use all of them, not just some of them. Like, if you're gonna use Super Saiyan, if you're gonna use Gogeta, but make all of them. Like, make a transformation for Gogeta. Use Super Saiyan Gogeta, but make a Super Saiyan 2, make a Super Saiyan 3, then make Super Saiyan 4. Where was Vegito at? Put Vegito in the show. Where was Gotenks at? Put him in GT. I can guarantee you the show would have lasted a lot longer had those people been in it. Okay, I'm not saying just because of the fusions were in it, it would have lasted longer. That's not my point. My point is strictly based around Ultra Instinct Goku and Super Saiyan 4, Gogeta. Like, it was mainly the so much similarity in those two characters. I know, it's not Akira Toriyama's vision. It's not his design. So what? The biggest thing that I was worried about, was the fact that, okay, like the Ultra Instinct, the whole Ultra Instinct design from the original to mastered carries over, into Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, because of how it starts off designed with Ultra Instinct to how Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is designed. Now, on the other hand, there's so much, that, okay, look at it like this. There was stuff that was designed in Dragon Ball that you don't see the same of in Dragon Ball GT. I mean, not Dragon Ball GT, I'm sorry, Dragon Ball Z. like, you see different stuff in Dragon Ball Z. Some of the stuff stays the same. Other stuff is different. Like, for example, you might see that, I don't even know his name. Or I can think of his name right now. That little baby dragon, or he's like probably 5 or 6 feet tall. That little baby purple dragon with the blue eyes. You see him, and then you see a few different villains, mostly human, but you see some other villains too. In Dragon Ball, but when you get into Dragon Ball Z, I mean, you see Cell, you see Frieza, you see Majin Buu. Like, the villains are like more evil and alien type. You know, Goku got stronger, so the villains got harder to handle. But basically, my point is, things are gonna change. So why didn't Akira Toriyama just create them? Why not? Why would a company buy Akira Toriyama's design out or cartoon out just to, make more or different stuff about it? Like, it might, like, Super may as well have been Akira Toriyama's. I mean, there's, like, stuff changed from Z to GT, from GT to Super. It went from having Goku being a grown man to a kid, from Pilaf being young in Dragon Ball to being old in GT. Like, they skipped over Z. Like, Pilaf wasn't even there in Z, but he was there in Super. Like, he was there in Battle of the Gods, and what was that other one? Resurrection F. I think he was there in that one. And then he's there in Super, but he was young again. So it's like, okay, it's like, as much as a lot of us has grown up. I mean, see, I'm 31, so it's like, in all of this time, don't you think Pilaf should be dead? Like, literally. Like, Pilaf had wrinkles. Mai had wrinkles. Chow's, like, Chow was basically shedding, if you look at it like that. Like, don't you think they should all be, like, dead? But they weren't. Not at all. And then, Pan was older than her grandpa. Like, she was 11. Goku was, like, 8. I mean, technically, in GT. But it's like there's so much that, and now they've gone back to the point in Super to where, like, a lot of people ain't looking at it like that. We've gone back to a point to where, Pan's a baby. Marion is a kid, or she's at least like 2 or 3 years old. It's like everything has gone backwards. It's gone like to like right after Z. It's like this might as well not even be Akira Toriyama's. The new movie coming out might as well not even be Akira Toriyama's. It's like all of this stuff. This, like, basically, let's look at it like this. Some people say the new Broly movie makes the old Broly no longer be canon. So it's like, you might as well take the old Broly out of all the video games and just throw the new Broly in and just say, like, this is the only Broly that's ever been canon. What? Or it's like taking any villain that ever had a movie and has never been in the cartoon out, or has never even been mentioned in the cartoon. That goes for Lord Slug, Bojack. Oh, who else? I'm trying to think of his name right now. Bardock. He's never really been in the cartoon, so it's like you might as well take him out. So he's never really been canon. You might as well take Cooler out. Because he's never really been in the cartoon. Like, all of them might as well be non-canon characters. So you might as well throw them away. You know, they might as well just be like there for like just, hey, like we have a movie, and like, you know, like Kohler just be like, okay, hey, I'm the brother of Frieza, like nice to meet y'all. You know, King Cole, hey, I'm the daddy of Frieza, nice to meet y'all. If Frieza has a sister, hey, I'm Frieza's sister, y'all, nice to meet y'all. Like, really? But yet they're in these video games. You know, that's another point of mine. Gogeta in these video games. Not just Super Saiyan, but Super Saiyan 4 in the video games. Why is he now all of a sudden non-canon? We showed it enjoy him until these movies came out. We showed it enjoy him until Super came out. You know, like what does Akira Toriyama not having anything to do with creating Super have to do with, you know, all of this? We showed it enjoy Broly until this new movie came out. And it's not even out yet, but still it's like what's up? It's just like we enjoyed, you know, Cooler. We enjoyed Lord Slug, just all of these people. You know, and now all of this stuff is just changing. And then all of a sudden everybody's just hating these characters or throwing shade on these characters. I practically grew up on these video games, even the handheld video game. And people are just throwing shade on them left and right. Like, if you're just gonna throw shade on Dragon Ball characters, on Dragon Ball Z, on Dragon Ball GT, just leave it alone. Leave the whole Dragon Ball saga, the whole Dragon Ball universe alone. Just go do something else. Go play with Pokemon or something. You know, just do something entirely different. Go watch different anime. Go hop on One Punch Man or something. We don't want you in Dragon Ball universe if all you're gonna do is throw shade on it. I mean, no offense to you as a human being, but we don't want you in our Dragon Ball universe if all you're gonna do is throw shade on it, throw shade on the fusions, throw shade on Super Saiyans. Like, you know, we don't want you here. Like, that's my point. Like, I enjoy Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. I think he's as canon as the rest of the characters. And the reason I say that, even though Akira Toriyama may not have created him, he kind of did. He created the character Gogeta, so, I mean, if you know, like, I could see if Toei or whoever created GT, I could see if they created Gogeta, but as it stands, you know, Akira Toriyama created Dragon Ball, therefore, you know, anything that falls under the Dragon Ball name is Akira Toriyama's, because Dragon Ball is his copyrighted cartoon. It's his copyrighted creation. So anything that falls under that, whether it's been bought out or not, is his. He created every character under the sun, pretty much. I mean, unless, you know, like Beerus wasn't drawn by him or something like that. But regardless, it still belongs to him because it's his cartoon. You know, bought out or not, it's still, you know, like they can't say that. Okay, let's just say, I'm going to just make up a name for the sake of argument. Hiro Takashima. Let's say that Hiro Takashima bought out Dragon Ball Super, just bought the Dragon Ball Saga from Akira Toriyama. And he started making up characters. Well, Hiro Takashima, you know, starts creating characters, starts making more Dragon Ball series, starts making more Dragon Ball movies. They look just like the characters Akira Toriyama made. Look, act, talk, you know, walk, attack, everything. However, here's the one problem. Since Akira Toriyama created Dragon Ball, it all belongs to him. You know, Hiro Takashima cannot put a copyright on it because it's not his cartoon to start with. Everything he creates, he has to put through Akira Toriyama for approval. It's like, hey, do you like this? You know what I'm saying? Or do you want to trash it or what? You know, it's like, okay, cool, throw it in. You know, and that's coming from Akira Toriyama's mouth. He's like, okay, cool, throw it in. I'm not saying that that's true. I'm not saying that it's false, but you know, whether it's bought out or not, everything has to pass through Akira Toriyama's approval for it to be added to the cartoon. That's what I would do. I know that's what I would do if I was Akira Toriyama. Because like if I had a cartoon and somebody bought out my cartoon for me, you know, I would be like, you know, yeah, you can have my cartoon, but just make sure that every design that you create, you know, you come to me with, you know, because I don't want the new generation looking at trash ass characters that, you know, I didn't create. You know, I want the new generation looking at characters that look like something that I might have created. Anyway, though, man, I'm done trying to convince everybody that GT is more canon than what people think it is. I'm done trying to convince people of, you know, the fact that since Akira Toriyama created Dragon Ball, created Gogeta, created whatever, that, you know, it automatically makes, you know, GT canon, which it does, but people don't see it that way. So it's like, if you ain't finna look at the big picture, if you ain't finna look at the bright side of things, then you ain't never finna get it. So it's like, it's whatever. You think what you want. I mean, it ain't like you finna get $1 million if you get something right, you get something wrong. But you know, I'm just trying to prove a point. That's all. You know, and there's kids that try to come up to me and say something different to me, or they try to tell me, which I've been a Dragon Ball fan for a long time. And they try to tell me something. I'm like, no, look here. And I gotta prove, you know, it's like I gotta prove something to them, which I don't have to prove a damn thing. But my point is, you know, it's like, no, look, here it is. Here's what you're trying to tell me, and here's facts. But regardless, I mean, y'all think or believe whatever y'all want to think or believe, but just like the rest of y'all out there, I'm proving a point. Or just like the rest of y'all out there, I'm giving my input on how I feel about what Dragon Ball is, or what Dragon Ball should be, or what Dragon Ball should have been. You know, I'm just like anybody else. Anyway, I'm about to jet.